If David wins, I'll learn Green Man. You heard it here first, folks. From Diesel. That's the Dadzill. We've got some action on David's screen, and hopefully Tohloo isn't far behind. Nice.
And that does mean we now have two things riding on this match right now.
We'll talk about that later. For now, let's cover Green Man, who, as you can see, is already moving really, really fast, because Plague Knight has a couple of different attacks. He can throw a bomb, or he can charge his attack to explode, which is why he's flying so fast. He can also double jump, which helps him carry that momentum. You have to land to refresh your double jump. And Plains is the first stage, however, it's pretty well optimized, and it can be extremely difficult movement-wise. You can even possibly die as well, mostly because the corridors that you have to travel through are really tight. You have to have well-planned movement for burst jump burst. And totally did not get trolled by slimes. Their slimes are actually one of the few completely random elements in the game. Slimes can easily knock Plague away, and one of the things that makes playing Plague so difficult is that Plague actually has the most knockback out of all the knights. So when he gets hit really far back.
And so we're about to get into our one and only zip in this game, which Tohloo just performed there.
David having some trouble there. It is faster to go for it again than to forego that. Good, you got it second try. But right now they're coming up on Black Knight. We'll explain overwrap in a second. Black Knight, you can stun lock him by timing your bombs. I guess Tohloo's gonna do the walk up and burst method. It's a little bit slower, but it does mean that you're not going to get completely juked by Black Knight. And then timing your bombs in the corner is pretty easy for phase 1. Or round 1, rather. Good stuff on Tohloo's side, and David finishing not too long afterwards. Bubble wrap, for those interested in knowing how the game is broken, when you go above the rooms, you're actually technically in another room, it's just not really there. But when you touch the screen transition, you go somewhere the game doesn't want you to be, and so it just ejects you into the nearest room. Entering the village, you actually have to do a little bit of stuff here compared to Shovel Knight, who just gets to leave immediately. You go underneath the village to visit Plague's secret workshop, the Potionarium, where they'll actually have an opportunity to visit this area every time they beat a stage. You are forced to go there so that you can potentially purchase bomb upgrades, etc. But that's not going to be done throughout the run. They just come here and they get to say goodbye to Mona and leave.
I mean, there will be a few other animations that happen here, but they'll mostly be come here, leave. That's it.
So Tohloo making his way through Pridemore Keep. Very similar to the Plains. This stage also has lots of small corridors that makes it difficult to move through. It's only slightly more lethal than the Plains. To note, there shouldn't be any route variance between the two. I believe they'll both be going for the same stages, in the same order, picking up the same weapons, etc.
Yeah, no one's going for the big boom. I don't even think for the rest of the bracket we have anyone using big boom.
Nope, all the big booms got exploded out. Now, Plague Knight, these are all of Shovel Knight stages, so Plague Knight really does get to kind of get away with murder here, as far as the level design goes. They're basically all the same stages. There's very few things that have been altered to tailor to Plague Knight himself. That said, that does make fights particularly interesting, because you don't have a shovel, so you're going to have to figure out how to master Plague Knight's bomb lobbing trajectory. And Tohloo did get the manipulation on King Knight. You can actually push him out of the corner if you delay your first couple of bomb throws, which confuses him into jumping into the corner twice, lets you get a ton of hits on him. David also doing very similarly. Very good kill. David got hit once, but otherwise also had an equally impressive kill there. Diesel telling me got bangers when these guys are the ones who are meshing. Anyway, they're headed over to the Lich Yard. Lich Yard, kind of an easier stage than those two. There's just more problematic things they have to deal with now. The stage hazards for this level are darkness and frogs. Frogs, very similar to slimes, are random in the way they jump, when they jump, how high they jump. There's all kinds of things about frogs that just completely suck. So why not have both of those things in the same room? One of the other stage identifying hazards are these eternally screaming skeletons. These platforms will lower once you have enough weight on them. That will actually come into play in the room that Tohloo is approaching, where he must get a skull across the room while dealing with a frog, while in the dark. This is absolutely everyone's favorite room. Every single plague runner loves that room and how much time they can lose in that room. David having a little bit of an easier time. Tohloo actually doing one of my favorite movements in this game. You actually barely slide off of the ledge there. Plague Knight does have kind of Luigi controls. He is a little bit slippery. And this room looks scary, but the runners at this point should be very comfortable with the room's layout and which way they are choosing to burst through every room. Importantly, Tohloo did get a burst onto this top platform. This is normally not something that's expected, but you can get up here and this sets up the fight really nicely for Spectre, who you are trying to get as much damage on as possible. Tohloo doing an interesting fight here. I believe he's going to try and pin him, yep, and then he's hoping for good luck. Nice, good RNG. Spectre can teleport left or right. He actually did get a bunch of extra hits there. And now David going for the same kill, interesting. We'll try to pin him in the corner. And he does also get good luck, but he did get hit by the scythe there, and he does lose a little bit of time waiting for Spectre to teleport back up. Still not bad. So both of them, good RNG.
Yeah, that was definitely very good, getting the coin flips in the proper places.
So after completing the first 3 stages, they've technically beaten World 1. They get a cutscene, they get a permanent health upgrade from Mona, which is really nice. Makes this run a little more beginner-friendly. Normally, you would have to go and purchase your health upgrades, but for Plague of Shadows, you just get them after clearing each world. And they are definitely heading to Explodatorium next, which is... this is kind of a painful stage, for a lot of reasons. Actually because of pain, but also because of pain.
Yeah, so it's got a bunch of global cycles that we have to deal with. One for the pot cycles, that we call them, which are just the pot platforms going up and down. And then also the flames coming in and out a bit later in the stage as well. But so that's the main part that we're trying to keep going fast enough so that we can actually hit those.
So Tohloo got hit early on, and that's going to mess up some of the global cycles. This room specifically, ooh, and he's taking a little bit of extra damage there. David also got hit, so he's not going to get the ideal textbook way of getting through the stage. That said, there are plenty of places that they can recover some health. And it looks like Tohloo's probably going to just wait until after the mini-boss. Something to note about bursting is that you can actually... burst has some invincibility frames, so you can use your burst to get through enemies.
We got the Alchemister fight. Should be just simple being able to get this just a bit after he transforms.
5 bombs. Good stuff.
That was Tohloo. 5, yep.
And Tohloo did take up the apple, which is kind of necessary because he was very low on health. David also very low on health, which makes it a little scary for him, as long as he doesn't get bit by the Alchemister and manages to get some food. Tohloo doing some more damage boosts because you need to have 2 hearts or less when you start the Shovel Knight fight. Shovel Knight is, surprise, surprise, the boss of this stage. And Shovel Knight actually has access to a bunch of relics, including ones he should not, because he's in World 2. He should not have the Warhorn. You get that from Stranded Ship in World 3. But he also has the Phase Locket and Ichor. Phase Locket is why we have our health so low. You take a single hit from Shovel Knight, and then your health is so low that Shovel Knight will never use the Phase Locket. The Sun Lock itself is pretty easy. You just gotta mash like crazy. Unfortunately, the position that Shovel Knight spawns in is a little random, which makes mashing not a consistent strat for getting Ichor skip, which Shovel Knight drank some Ichor. Oh my god. David's a little low on health. But yeah, Shovel Knight drank Ichor, which heals him back and makes him temporarily invincible throughout the animation. David is only allowed to take one hit now after this. He will die if he takes another hit now.
Meaning that he can't mess this up at all. Oh, no,
he
there
did
goes.
not get Ichor skip. And it's a good thing he drank that extra tonic because he would have died from that anchor. If your stun lock is not super, super tight, then Shovel Knight throws out an anchor so you can try and get out of there. It's not a good time.
I think his tactic there was if he got Ichor skip, he wouldn't have taken the tonic, but like as soon as he saw that it was Ichor skip didn't happen, he just took it.
The Crying Corner.
It's got a lot of names.
And the Dingus Ditch.
That's one of the ones you can say on stream.
The Pit of Pain.
You can keep listing them. I'll just keep watching.
You got
so
it.
Here
anyway.
Yeah. So here we are in the Iron Whale, which is the only underwater stage. Of course, we got the underwater gravity, so we fall a bit slower, and our jump is also different. Shouldn't affect the players too much, though.
You can kind of, like, burst and maintain height infinitely because of falling slower. Your burst is unchanged as far as how high it sends you, but your jump is affected. So you can reliably burst for height management. David kind of scaring me there. Controlling your momentum so you don't just burst into a spike is a little terrifying. Oh wow, David got past the Goldford Maze without getting hit. That was neat. But yeah, Tohloo is fighting 420, ya boy 420 Fish, who loves to stay really high, which makes it really difficult to actually hit the weak spot. And Tohloo is definitely struggling.
Yeah, he's actually pretty high.
Oh my god, he actually one-cycled it. That was a little risky. So now I kind of want to see how David does it. Hopefully he'll get a better fight.
Yeah, 420 Fish just went low at towards the end of that, but he was pretty high for most of that fight, actually.
One of the... like, 420 is honestly just extremely annoying. He can move side to side, which also obviously makes it difficult to hit. I love this D-boost. I hope that Tohloo gets it. Yes! It's such a satisfying D-boost. And David actually had a pretty good fight.
I would just call it a standard fight, like, at that point. Like, just everything
he
went
got
exactly
all 12 hits in a row. Like, there was nothing stopping him. That's actually beautiful. That definitely
optimal fight, yeah.
So here's Treasure. Treasure is actually not a very difficult fight. He has some random movement. Ooh, Tohloo even getting some burst damage on him. And a couple more hits. Come on, one more. Good stuff.
Yeah, it was very well played. David not getting that damage boost. It did look like he was going for it, too.
Yeah, the thing about Treasure Knight is that all of his attacks are pretty easy for Plague to avoid. You can just kind of stay in the air and lob bombs to him the whole time. So he's not really a huge threat. And David stopping for the tonic in the dinner plate, also refilling his health, but it's, again, not really necessary to be at full health. It's pretty hard for Treasure to hit you. That said, he can hit you, and it does hurt, because he does a full hard damage when he does hit you.
It's just useful to have those tonics for later in the game, because there are only so many opportunities to pick up tonics.
Yeah, you either pick up tonics as you go, which will cost you a little bit of time, or you just buy all your tonics, which will also cost you a little bit of time. It's runner preference. But yeah, Tohloo is currently in Lost City, and this stage is kind of a pain. There's definitely a lot of ways to die in this stage. Some runners choose to go to the stage before Iron Whale, despite the unoptimal map movement, because they want to get it out of the way. And that's reasonable. Tohloo making it past Beetle 1, which is kind of tight. Getting over the pits of lava is not the difficult part, as Plague can really, like, air superiority over everything. It's more about beating the lava cycles, so David's about to do the same thing once he gets there. We'll see if, hopefully no spaghetti. Spaghetti is reserved for Spectre only.
Spaghetti didn't even exist when like speedruns were being made.
No, I mean spaghetti in general, not even Lost Spaghetti.
Ah, okay.
David does have a good Beetle 1. Tohloo is now coming up on Beetle 2. Almost took a nice dip in the lava. By the way, if your toe even touches that lava, you just die. There's no saving you. The game's a little generous as far as like death planes go. Plague actually does have the death plane slightly lowered for him because the developers thought it would be cruel and unfair to attempt to save your life and then just die by like being at the death plane. That can still happen, but it's been lowered from what they initially had.
But for lava, it's still just the toe.
Yeah. Tohloo working quite handily on Mole Knight. He's actually going to kill him really quick. Nice! In the air.
Yeah.
Tohloo is actually having a pretty good run overall.
That was the earliest I've seen a Mole Knight kill. Probably. Like, I can't think of an earlier one.
But yeah, as you saw, you're trying to hit Mole Knight on each pass. You want to jump over him, hit him twice each time. And then you're chucking a bunch of bombs on his last pass. You want to be able to burst over to the left side. So we'll see how David handles this while Tohloo is in a cutscene.
No, thanks, Speed Frog, but I don't know why we need luck.
Just take it.
Yeah, I'm taking it. I said thank you. Still confused.
David did have a pretty good fight. You want to be able to kill Mole Knight in the air, but killing him at all before he burrows completely underground is just important.
Shoutouts to Sad Mountain.
Shoutouts to Sad Mountain. We'll see it again later. Tohloo, in the meantime, is now in Flying Machine, also known as Dying Machine, also known as Crying Machine, also known as Sighing Machine, also known as Help, I'm Trying Machine.
No, that covered pretty much all of them. I can't say much about that.
If I said this level was fun, I'd be Lying Machine. There we go. I mean, it kind of is. It's just, you know, terrifying. Tohloo damage boosting off of the cannonball there, I guess just to not deal with the Jawa. That's also fine.
I'd say at this point you're really Prying Machine.
Dang, if there were some fine donuts here, I would have a nice frying machine. Atelier, thank you. Tohloo did a very good dinghy dropper fight. Ooh, David saving himself there. He almost fell down a screen with a bomb throw to carry a little bit more momentum. I know Propeller is very much a French, but not a French fry, so I don't think that counts. Ooh, Tohloo being super confident here. He actually burst into that transition. I would have walked because I'm a terrible pansy and I just don't want to mess up that room.
Yeah, Triple Jawa can be scary. It's not. Oh, we got a death from David. I didn't realize that.
Oh man, he bursts into the spikes. That's really, really painful. Also, I see you, Zaxter. That's actually true. Didn't even think about that. It's definitely a spying machine. Jesus Christ! And he, because Jawas are just so good, he actually got past him, but he wasn't expecting that, because you're supposed to damage boost off them. Anyway, Tohloo purchased the Staff of Striking while we weren't looking, and David is fast approaching on his purchase for that. Why haven't we bought any relics this whole time? Please tell us.
Well, because that's way too much money.
Yeah, they're all super expensive, like ridiculously expensive, because you're expected, as a villain, to pay inflated prices, unless Chester is persuaded with a nice fat relic. You can find Shovel Knight's relics in the stages and trade them for free, but that also takes a ton of time. So you pay the hefty price of 9,000 gold to get the Staff of Striking. And it's a melee attack, Why is a melee attack so good for Plague Knight? Well, it's really, really fast, and he can basically spam it until he runs out of energy. Tohloo going for his new kill, which is very TAS-inspired. That's a little scary. He's kind of low on health. One more hit, please! Good stuff.
Getting in with a bomb burst.
I can see he's a little angry about that. Oh, David, please don't suffer on the Jawa. Okay, so I recently did a race against Muncha. It was not in the tournament. And that Jawa followed me all the way to the end of this auto-scroller, and I died.
Yeah, I'm from watching all these speedruns, I have to say that the Jawa that is the scariest is not the one from the triple Jawa room, but the one in the auto-scroller.
So yeah, that death did set David back a little bit, not too much. He's already been behind in general, so he's kind of hoping for Tohloo to have some kind of epic fail.
We all are, because we want him to become a YouTuber.
Nonsense! I applaud Tohloo, please. I hope he makes it. Also, David just got 1 cycle wind tunnel, good stuff, while Tohloo is suffering at Black Knight 2 because this boss is completely garbage. Oh my god.
No, I root for Tohloo, but I also root for the fact that we get to have a Let's Player in our midst.
You can actually do the same stun lock on Black Knight 2 as Black Knight 1. It's just tighter because he has less recovery on his hits, so he can just immediately decide to do something else. And David executing Tohloo's kill perfectly there. Good stuff.
Better than Tohloo could.
Oh wait, no he didn't. He went for the other kill.
Oh,
but he did get a perfect kill there on the other strat, which is a little bit slower. It would have been more hilarious and insulting if David nailed Tohloo's strat.
That's a good thing to know, Wes. Thanks for telling us that.
Oh, wow. Tohloo is currently on PB pace. Yeah. Totally not jinxing it. There's no such thing as a jinx.
Yeah.
Reminder that Tohloo used to have world record basically for like a year and a half until Oddbod came around and took that away on the 1st of January.
Yeah, it's been a long
and then
time.
Flad just completely massacred it. Like, Flad was like, oh, I'll de-rust for the tournament. By de-rust, I mean I'm not going to stop until I save every single frame.
It's been a long time since Tohloo has been on PB pace like this.
He definitely de-rusted like crazy. I can see that David had a little bit of struggles here on Black Knight. That's kind of expected. You have such a limited amount of mana, it's pretty difficult to make Black Knight work well. Tohloo doing all of the really terrifying stuff. Like, he's using every single man strat at his disposal. I'm actually scared watching this right now. Jesus Christ.
Damage boost the wrong way?
Actually, he wasn't
trying to damage. Yeah, I figured he wasn't.
He was trying to just straight up burst with the Drake. This room can be all kinds of horrifying!
Yeah.
Is he going to? No, he's just gonna go. Yep, he's just gonna go.
Yeah, he could have restored health by going to the left there. There was a turkey hidden in the wall.
And Tohloo doing a pretty standard fair-looking kill. Good stuff, though. Very fast. Yeah, your boy is definitely excited and feeling himself.
Yeah, throwing out those bombs for celebration at the end.
David is doing all he can to keep up, and I sincerely applaud him for trying. To note, David's time, I believe, is like a mid-lowish 41, and Tohloo's PB is a 39-20. And if he's on PB pace, that would require David to be on some insane PB pace himself.
So here we go, getting our max magic.
Yep, Tohloo now has 4 bars, and each bar is basically 2 staffs and a half. Because of the way mana works, it regens as you don't use it, which kind of cools up like in weird ways. But anyway, you can basically get 9 full staff swings out, or 10, which is half of a boss's health. Very, very necessary for Clockwork Tower. While David is fighting Polar Knight.
Also didn't regen health, but I
He
feel like
also
they're
did
confident enough.
damage boost on like the long spike room. Jesus Christ!
Managed to get through that fight with no problem.
Dang, your boy Tohloo is looking mad optimal right now. Ooh, that was a spicy damage boost. I like it.
Yeah, it's a good.
Oh, and he's doing a super manly pseudo auto.
Got really, yeah, I got really close to
Jesus.
spikes there. Of course, spikes are also a one-hit kill. If your toes hit the spikes, you are dead.
Okay, Gigafrosty in chat telling me that David PB'd and is a mid-40. Good stuff. Yeah, I hope that everyone, like, was on some heart medication for that one. Tohloo just terrified us. Yo, for some dank epic memes, some runners like to get 69 green coins because although they're usually used to unlock bomb upgrades are just not a part of the any percent run. You have to get so many coins and they're all out of your way to get any of the useful bomb layout. But yeah, Tohloo despises memes and fun, so he's probably definitely not going to get 69 coins.
Took the words right out of my mouth. I was about to talk about how Tohloo still doesn't like fun.
Man, that's kind of lame. If
sucks.
Tohloo's on PB pace, I really want to see him doing his best now. He definitely got one of his bombs blocked by Tinker there, which makes the kill a little slower. It's a shame. He definitely lost a couple seconds just now.
Still able to recover it pretty well.
Meanwhile, David on the pseudo auto destroyer skip as well. He chose damage boost, which is standard fare. I don't blame him. Tohloo fighting Tinker, and you can see that the staff spam is really good stuff. Ooh, nice. Good finish.
Yeah.
I was kind of wondering what he was going to do there.
Yeah,
And
he
David
seemed to
damage
be a bit
boosting.
late on the melees, but it worked out.
Oh man. So Tohloo is all done with the primary 3 worlds of the game where you fight the 8 knights. Normally Plague is included in that, but we swapped Plague for Shovel. By the way, Percy is being touted as the best horse. He's actually the developer's favorite character, and man, does Percy make me uncomfortable.
I'm pretty sure he's also the only horse in the game.
No, there are horse villagers as well.
They don't count.
Anyway, wins Percy DLC. Tohloo got his last health upgrade and is entering Tower 1. Ooh, David got a perfect Tinker 1. Good stuff. Yo, an anime for Percy. Why not? I hope everyone pays attention to Tohloo's movement in Tower 1 because I guarantee you it's going to be some hot stuff.
Yeah, he is really concentrating right now.
Ooh, man, that's why I'm taking notes. Okay, and this is an auto-scroller, essentially. You can't beat the Crusher, even if you were to get there really... Even if you were in God mode, you cannot beat this first Crusher. Isn't that great? Oh yeah, and in God mode, you would get crushed to death, so there is literally no stopping a Crusher.
For a second, I forgot about God mode, and I thought you were just calling Tohloo's movement right now godlike.
No, he is not that good.
Not quite.
Tohloo sucks.
It's still very good movement right now.
I tell you, a hot reminder that actually Percy falls in love with the Magicist. That's canonical. Yeah, Tohloo doing more good movement. I am really enjoying this.
This is mesmerizing, honestly.
And David does have quite the uphill battle, but I do want to see David hopefully PB, or at least, you know, put up a good fight toward the end. Okay, he was kind of stuck on the map there for a second. I was a little curious. Yeah, so quick reminder about this room. If you don't see rain falling on the platform, that platform is fake.
It's a fake shadow. And now I got Black Knight 3, which does not have a stun lock unless you're Taz.
Even the Taz doesn't really stun lock it because it's not optimal. Oh, but getting those... this invincible attack sucks. It takes forever. And that's also a big bummer for Tohloo trying to get a PB. If that is his concern right now. Oh, please, one more! There we go.
That was some pretty good attacks, getting in every last one on that right side midair. But yeah, very unfortunate that he got the teleporting attack. Thank you, Wes, for keeping track of Tohloo's pace down to the second for us.
To note, Tohloo's PB did have a bunch of faults, so hey, he might still be on like a decent PB pace here. If I am remembering correctly, he did have pretty good endgame fights, but he did get mildly bullied during boss rush.
Those ninjas gave him some trouble there. Mario Maker Room, pretty much perfect.
Everyone's favorite room. Mario Maker Room because it looks like someone just kind of spilt a bunch of enemies on the screen. So, as fun-loving as fighting Shovel Knight was the first time, I know we all got our fill there, but yes, we will be fighting Shovel Knight again at the end of Boss Rush. Excuse me, who's we? And Tohloo will be probably damage boosting a little bit.
Yep, there's one.
He's thinking about it. David finishes off Black Knight.
He's got time to continue thinking about it.
You know, getting the swag music sheet. Oh, denying me my hopes and dreams. I hope he clips that for later. Man, he definitely just juked me so hard.
Tohloo definitely hates fun.
I was briefly thinking, wow, there's a good bone in Tohloo. There's some part of him that enjoys laughter and smiling.
Not even one.
So David has 66 coins, 3 shy of a validated run. Tohloo is at 65. He could collect that coin. I don't think he will. He could collect the coin above him. I don't think he will.
He's very aware of where the coins are.
Oh yeah, he's completely avoided that one.
I did not realize how close he was to that coin.
As someone who runs quite a lot of Hundo, I definitely knew he was either gonna get it or just getting close on purpose. 66, that's it for him. There are no more green coins to be gotten. So boss rush. Boss order is random. Getting treasure kind of sucks first because he gets an extra animation. You don't want to be that close to treasure, not up front. Boss order is completely random, except Polar is guaranteed one of the first 3. You still don't know which one he'll be, so he could be next. Oh, what do you know? He's next.
Hey, cool.
And then Shovel Knight is guaranteed last.
Yay, in the first quarter of the Order of No Quarter.
Yes, you remember Speed Frog's adage. If Polar is of the first quarter of the Order of... Wait. The first quarter of the Order of No Quarter must include Polar. There we go. Oh no, Tohloo healed. That's actually awful.
He got turkeyed.
So you could continually damage boost so that you don't have to deal with Shovel Knight's phase locket. Spending time damage boosting all the time is pretty time consuming, but definitely way less annoying than the straight up 4 to 5 seconds of phase locket, plus trying to get Shovel Knight back in stun lock.
He will have some better opportunities to do it in other bosses.
I don't think he's going to. I know he just got some hug from King Knight, but he definitely burst through one of King Knight's attacks.
Alright.
Ooh,
Spectre
that was
doesn't seem like a good opportunity to do one. Yeah, that was cool. And
that was kind of not great. Oh man, he's definitely lost his beat on Spectre, but he can finish him with a. There we go. And David gets King first. Not a bad first fight. You kind of want to start on the left side with King. 1, 2, 3. Oh, but he missed a staff swing because he was too far away from Propeller. He might be. He's really close. I feel like he should just take a little more damage.
yeah, I'm kind of thinking that too. Wall Knight had some good opportunities potentially.
I don't think he's going to though. Ooh, good stuff! Getting the triple hits! Oh man, those are some hot smoking bombs there. I don't think he's okay, so he would have to take 2 hits from Shovel Knight. That's not so bad.
Yeah, he's probably gonna do it. Well, now he's not in stun lock position. Yeah, kind of hard to get him back into place. You might want to just take that turkey.
This is why you take so many tonics, though. There we go.
Yeah, all the tonics are for here. And now we're in the stun lock. Okay.
Oh, come on.
Which can still be broken
please.
out of if you mess up the pattern.
Okay, so David kind of on low health right now. Only has a couple more bosses to go, and he has 4 tonics, so it shouldn't be difficult to just stay low and not bother with the turkey. Ooh, good stuff. Right next to Tinker. Just unload the fury on him. We didn't say so before, but Tinker does take double damage from Plague Knight to simulate Shovel Knight's being able to one-shot Tinker with the use of the mobile gear. It's just how Plague gets his gimme.
Which Spectre Knight does not get at all.
No, Spectre gets all kinds of fun. But we're not going to talk about that, so don't worry about it.
I think it was to make up.
Man.
Oh, that sucks.
David definitely losing a little time here to Mole Knight.
I was saying, I think it's to make up for the fact that
there we go.
There's no boss rush in Spectre Knight.
Okay, so Tohloo approaching the end. He already did his Tower of Hera room. Just zooming by here. To note, Enchantress, the Plague of Shadows, and the super secret final boss are all notorious time wasters. So let's see how Tohloo deals with Enchantress. 1, 2, 3, body boost first. 1, 2, 3, bomb. Or he's gonna. Oh, okay, he's going straight up into stabs. He wants that fast stuff. Okay, 3 hits left. That's not bad. He can even. Oh my God, that was scary. If he got hit by Enchantress, that's a death. He just straight up cannot recover in time.
That was spicy. That was very spicy. And that was also, we had a good quick kill from David on Shovel Knight.
David also has 69 green coins, so he has a valid run going.
At least someone likes to have fun.
Mm-hmm. Plague of Shadows, we now get Plague Knight fighting quote-unquote the actual boss Plague Knight. You may notice that their sprites are slightly different, and that's because the player Plague Knight was altered when they announced his campaign would be playable, so that he was Shovel Knight's height. Because the Plague boss is actually a little taller than Shovel Knight. It made doing stage design a lot easier. That said, fighting Plague as Plague is sometimes complete garbage. The music went on for a little bit longer there.
Still not quite as slow as the idle kill, so.
Yeah, there's a a secret Easter egg. You can just stand still on the Plague of Shadows fight. Now, will Tohloo get a 2-cycle? He's looking good for a 2-cycle. Please?
Oh, wow.
That's a shame. He lost a little bit of time there, but still a very good... Nice! That looked like a 39-39 to me.
That is technically a 2-cycle.
Technically a 2-cycle. And Vlad does point out correctly that that is the second 39 of the tournament. That is no easy feat.
You could find that out pretty easily using my stat sheet, so.
Which is much appreciated. I'm glad you brought it back around.
Yeah, I went a bit simpler. I'm not going to keep track of deaths. That is really hard.
But it was interesting. Oh, and David knows that he lost, so he is just going to take the easy way out on Plague of Shadows. This is the Easter egg mentioned before.
Yeah, so it turns out that Plague of Shadows actually can't hurt you. Unless you start moving, rather.
If you want some hot lore, it's because this is supposedly Mona. And Mona would never actually hurt you. And if you catch on to that, the Plague of Shadows sees that you know it's lying to you and tells you that it seems you are steadfast in your resolve. And then it just gives up.
Which is not what we see in this language, because it's in Japanese, of course.
I wonder what that would actually say. Wouldn't that be something? But yeah, he does have to fight for real. For realsies, yo, the corrupted essence, the final boss.
Which isn't Mona, it's the potion fighting back, so.
Oh my god! It's, this art was done by Pickles for Nickels. It is Plague Knight, but with a knife.
Which is essentially Tohloo's logo.
Jesus Christ, Knife Plague, Okay, and David finishes. Yo, yeah, some more shoutouts to Pickles for Nickels. You can buy a sticker of that if you really want to off of off of her webpage.
It's some good stuff. We got a David in the chat.
Hello, I am David.
Hello, David.
Seems a bit more excited than usual.
Do we have Anime Incarnate somewhere? There he is. I speak his name, and there he is.
Wow, Tohloo for a rare interview. You typically don't do these.
What's up, fam?
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, good timing on that done, Tohloo. I saw it right before I fought Plague of Shadows.
Oh, sorry.
His done was actually a bit late as well.
No. Right. He's
That's
not ripping on you
from
for
the
that.
time.
He's complimenting you because it meant he could do the Luigi kill.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So how you guys feeling? Please.
Okay, so I was really worried leaving Clockwork Tower because I had 61 coins, which is a little higher than normal.
That's all we care about.
But like, luckily I brought it back in Tower 2.
Yeah, you definitely went out of your way to make sure you got some dank memes in your last showing. It's a shame we won't get our rematch.
Nope, you get to face Tohloo now.
Oh man, I was really looking forward to bodying you.
Yeah, okay, dude. Yeah, so like my run was I was actually I was feeling pretty good until my brain decided to stop working in Boss Rush.
So you got turkeyed. I saw you lost a little bit of time on Tinker 1 and on the hecking staircase.
Oh yeah, that was fun. I didn't really care about that though. I mean, that's whatever.
Yeah,
But,
you
like,
did
the
really
thing-
good, like everywhere.
Yeah, you weren't even considering trying to damage boost back down to 2 health after you got turkeyed, right?
I wasn't. I was just playing sloppily, and the situation presented itself. It's like, oh, okay, if I play a little bit more sloppily, then I can maybe make this work. That was not. That might have seemed on purpose, but it kind of wasn't at all.
I mean, you managed to get down to 2 hits away from being able to do it with Shovel Knight, which got you eventually the stun lock, but it still was an iffy fight.
Yeah, like every single time you, every single time you get out of the corner with Shovel Knight, it just like it literally zones you out such that you like touch the turkey in the middle like every single time. Like it's unreal. It's like he totally knows. Like I am like guaranteed. Like I'm certain that whatever AI they gave him, it's like, oh yes, if they try to do this, try to zone them out in the middle, so that you can't like get back in the corner. Like it's unreal. It's
He's
ridiculous.
just sitting by the turkey. He's like, come on, I know you're hungry. You look hungry. Please sit, rest.
It's ridiculous, man.
It's a good thing you had all those tonics on backup.
Yo, you quaffed like a boss, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, there was I think 2 times where I was like on 1 health and I took the potions.
David, you kind of terrified me because on Shovel Knight 1 and 2, you did like this thing where you're like, you know, my health is pretty low. I'm going to check my tonic real quick. I'm going to look at it. I'm going to swirl it around, make sure there's no sediment on the bottom, but I'm not going to drink it. And then you drank it afterwards, thank God.
It looked really pretty. It's nice and red.
It is a good color.
Well, thank you both so much for participating. Tohloo, I will see you whenever you want to take me to the backyard and slaughter me.
Tomorrow sound good?
Yeah, sure, no problem.
Okay, I'll see you tomorrow.
See you at the schoolyard tomorrow.
We'll see if Speed Gaming's okay with like coordinating that quickly. They have done that in the past, but we'll see what happens.
We'll get it figured out. For realsies, we'll get it figured out at some point. So it will be soon because we are trying to catch Loser's Bracket back up.
Yeah, now that we have all those matches made up on that side of this side of the Loser's Bracket, we can actually start to get back into it and finish this bracket up. And the tournament as a whole.
Any final thoughts from you guys?
I probably would have been able to, like, I think. Let me see how much time I lost on. I don't know. I think I lost like literally 30 seconds on the boss rush alone. Probably even more than that. If that didn't happen, I probably would have like gotten. I probably would have been able to beat like Red Panda's PB or whatever.
If only you had cheater splits, then you could truly have gone Super Saiyan 3.
Yeah.
I can't believe that means that Bread Pan is actually a Super Saiyan.
Oh wait, I thought Red Panda had a 38. Yeah, I totally could have gotten the 38 if I didn't like brain fart on boss rush.
Well, that's why I said he's just a Super Saiyan. When he truly goes beyond an Ascended Saiyan, he can reach Vlad's level.
Yeah,
man,
so this is
I
to
don't-
go even further.
I don't know about that. I really don't know about that.
Jesus. Things coming up, by the way. We do have a Dark Souls tournament that is happening. That's really cool. That's going to be at 2 a.m. on Speed Gaming 1, aka Speed Gaming. And then that looks like the end of it for tonight. You can wake up early for End is Nigh at 10 p.m., Final Fantasy 1 at 11, and Rockman 2 as well at 11.
And our match tomorrow. Maybe.
Jesus Christ.
Probably. I don't know.
I'm not even going to warm up. I'm just going to step up to plate and hope you push me over as hard as you can. I won't get up.
That's the plan.
Yeah. The 2 a.m. Dark Souls was actually this morning. There is no Dark Souls at 2 a.m.
Oh dang. Right. It's Wednesday, my dudes, for like 15 more minutes.
Yep.
Oh damn.
So that was all fake news.
Good tries. So yeah, we don't really have anything until 7 a.m. Although I think there are some things happening on the channel for a bit longer, or happening on other channels for a bit longer if you want to hop over to one of those channels and see what's going on.
God, time is impossible.
That's why I use an auto splitter.
Fair enough.
Well, that'll wrap it up for me. I'm out. I need to sleep. Good night. Thank you so much for watching.
Oh, I have one last thing to say before I go. Gonna pour one out for my boy WQ, who's being treated unfairly. People trying to disqualify him from the Link to the Past tournament. My boy, he ain't no trickster. He's straight up, man. He does not deserve what he's getting. Alright, so that's gonna be it for me. Peace.
Hashtag Alpha Gamer Army.
Excuse me, that's I believe that's WQ Army. Hashtag WQ Army.
I have no say in this because I barely know what's going on.
I'm gonna disappear now.
Yeah, I'm just gonna leave before this gets crazy.
Word.
Good night. Yeah, good night, everyone.
Watch it.